And now the reality. You realize, guys, I've been looking at travel trailers that I promise you I wouldn't buy, and I'm not. So I thought, okay, don't buy a travel trailer, keep the RV, and then get you a car and just use, a gasoline thing and just use Capitan as your home base. Well, I'm just leaving the Nissan dealership. Before that, I was at the Hyundai dealership, and before that, I was at the what? Let's see, Honda, Hyundai, Nissan. They're all right here together in Roswell. And they didn't have. First of all, they don't have any on the lot that I would buy. I don't want a black car with a black interior, and that seems to be about all they have. So Nissan, Honda, what else did? Oh, Toyota, and then one of them had Fords on the lot, and so we've covered about 5 manufacturers, and nothing. They had nothing on the lot that I was interested in, and nothing coming that I was interested in. And unfortunately, or fortunately, the same way at the RV dealership, nothing. I mean, nothing that I would buy. So, there's the dream. I'm out walking in the mornings and I come up with a dream. You understand? Then there is the reality. The reality is, the reality is uh, either keep looking, which I probably will. I'm not one to give up easily. See, that guy's got a Class C and a tow vehicle. Reminds me of my setup. And is my setup bad? No. Are there other options? Of course. There's always other options. You just may not want to fool with them. I could drive for what I'm going to spend or contemplating spending. I could drive my motorhome 500 miles 10 times a month. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but it was a good exercise. I'm not saying we're through yet, but I can't believe, of course, these were inexpensive RVs I was looking at. They're new, but they're like 20,000, and you know that a $20,000 new RV today is not going to get you much. Well, that's also the reality. It ain't. And I can't see me giving up my Class C motorhome for that junk. I just can't do it. So right now we're back in the saddle again with the Class C, the EV, and nothing's changed. How do I feel about that? Well, kind of relieved in a way. I mean, but I did kind of look at another option, and that is, just hell, get you a car, but you have to find one first, or order one, or whatever. And yeah, and it has to be one you can tow. You can't tow 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive vehicles. You can only tow front-wheel drive vehicles. And some of these things now are all-wheel drive or on-demand all-wheel drive, and I can't tow that behind my RV on the tow dolly. So what does that mean? Well, it means I need to take another walk and see what I can come up with. You know what I mean? But it was fun. I got to see Roswell, part of it anyway, where the car dealerships and stuff are. I didn't go into town, but yeah, it's been a nice drive. I left. Here's what's interesting, because it's downhill to here. You go from 6,500 feet to 4,000 feet, or in that range here in Roswell from Capitan. I left Capitan. I had 330 miles of EV range. Right now I have 298, and it's about 70 miles from Capitan to Roswell. So, you know, if that held true all the time, I'd go anywhere in this EV and never have to charge. But I know in my little mind that when we go back up the mountain here, we're going to go from 298 miles to about 150, I think. But anyway, it was fun. Got to meet some people. You know, I noticed that, you know, salesmen are still kind of like sharks. You know, you pull up and out they come, and, you know, they all want to cut and make a deal and all. And I understand that. Hell, that's how they make a living. And unfortunately, or whatever, most of them are on straight commission, you know. And so if they don't sell cars, they don't make any money. You know, selling cars is not an easy way to make a living. I guarantee you, unless you have a bankroll somehow, because there's going to be days and weeks that you don't sell a single car. But having said that, it's a beautiful drive. It was an enjoyable trip. It was a good mental exercise. Have I completely given up on this option or the options? Not really. I still think there's a possibility that the option of keeping the Class C motorhome and getting another car is a viable option based on my new thinking. You know, like go stay in a cabin somewhere, or just, yeah, or, you know, take some trips and stay at motels, you know, a day or two, or just a night, and just keep going to see things. And you know, that's a thought. Do I like staying in motels? No, not really. I've stayed in cabins before. They're pretty neat usually. You know, I haven't ever had any issues, I don't think. So, but yeah, I'm looking at this guy in front of me, and maybe there's a message in that. He's got a Class C motorhome with a tow vehicle, and he seems to be doing just fine. Huh. Ain't life fun? Old Fickle man I couldn't even be fickle. Shit. I mean, I couldn't even fickle. Damn world's turned against me. What's going on here? You got no couth, no manures. Well, we'll just cruise on back to Capitan. It's about 11:15 a.m. and I spent about an hour and a half in Roswell, and yeah, it's about 88 degrees in Roswell, and it's probably 74 in Capitan, believe it or don't. Yeah, it's 70 miles one way to Roswell from Capitan. Yeah, I was surprised. The RV dealership really didn't have much. They did have some of those cheapies, but after that they went up about 20,000. And I ain't gonna buy. I sure as hell ain't gonna buy a $40,000 fifth wheel. You know, and park it in Capitan and use it 3 or 4 months a year. I doubt that. The used market, I don't know. I didn't have much luck with that when I looked on the internet. So guys, here we go, back to Capitan. I guess we'll call this part 3 of a continuing saga. But I was thinking that the best outcome would be to find an inexpensive new travel trailer. That would be one outcome, and then the other outcome would be to find a reasonably priced new vehicle, say, you know, $32,000 range, that got 35 plus miles to the gallon, whether it was a hybrid or not, didn't matter, because if they're rated at 35, then I would probably get close to 40 because of the way I drive. So the plan was so good. The execution was spot on. The results, caca de toro. So guys, what can I tell you? Yeah, I thought about deleting those first 2 videos and not even posting all of this, just let this pass on into oblivion. But it's part of my life, and I'll share it with you guys. Why? Well, you might learn something. I don't know what the hell it would be, uh, but you never know. You throw enough up on the wall, sometimes something sticks. It's like spaghetti. You throw it up on the ceiling, and when it sticks, it's done. You do that? Do you do that? I don't think anybody. I knew a girl that did. I sure did. So, guys, from on the way back to Capitan in my EV, my 2022 Chevy Bolt 2LT all electric vehicle, going 62 miles an hour. And we're still averaging a little over 4 miles to a kilowatt, which is where you'd want to be. Sometimes I get over 5 miles to the kilowatt. But anyway, so yeah, I think sometimes that the world says, okay, Rusty, we know you're fickle and you can go fickling around all you want to, but we're not going to let you fickle. We're going to put up little roadblocks so that you will get worn out and you'll give up your fickleness. You see, we'll put all these little humps in the road, and you can't be fickle because you can't fickle. You understand what I'm saying there, don't you? But anyway, thumbs up, guys. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want if you can find it. Anytime. Use the Amazon link. Drink plenty of water. Stretch, walk. Stand guard at the door of your mind. And enjoy your life however you want to. It's your life, and if somebody says you're a nut, well, in their opinion, and in your opinion, they may be a nut. You know what I mean? Am I fickle? Well, yeah, probably am. Bye.